Are there specific problems that you see
Yes.
in patient communication in healthcare settings?
Well, it's one of the most important things when you are working with people, and more so when you're working with people who have got complex needs, for example, dementia, like I've said, and learning disabilities and or autism, because they need that additional support, and they need the additional what we call reasonable adjustments. And that is the key issue when someone comes into your clinic and who may have those additional needs. It's what sort of reasonable adjustments can you have to support that individual? So, because when we communicate with each other, it's fairly straightforward. But when you're communicating with someone that may need those additional requirements, then you have to ask yourself, are you prepared? How are you prepared to support that person?
It's not just people with complex needs, though, is it? Because even people who you wouldn't assess as having complex needs, often when they're faced with a healthcare professional or anybody else in a suit or a white coat or whatever it might be, they don't necessarily hear what you think you said, or sometimes we might assume we're speaking clearly because we're so familiar with the language. I remember I once dealt with I had a patient, she was in her 80s, lovely lady, and she came in, and as is normal in osteopathic practice, possibly chiropractic as well, I asked her if she would mind undressing to her. A bit more explanation. I'd asked her to undress to her underwear so that I could do my assessment. And I went out while she undressed because we're told we have to do that, which is, in my mind, a bit stupid. But anyway, so I came back in, and this lovely old lady was standing there in nothing but stockings and suspenders, and I really didn't know what to do. But not because I didn't want to embarrass her by making it clear that she'd misunderstood my instructions. But on the other hand, I wasn't comfortable with a patient standing there that way, and towels came into play, and she wasn't bat an eyelid about it. But I just thought, had that been a different patient who then went home and said, well, you never know what the osteopath asked me to do earlier on, there could have been a complaint, easily there could have been a complaint made about that. And my audience will know that I'm always banging on about complaints because it's so easy when you're in a setting one-to-one, there's nobody else around you, so easy for complaints to be made.